Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be finishing off the very first test ISO for our distribution. And we'll also be adding in the chaotic AUR as one of the base repos. We'll start with that. So this is the ArchZFS example on the wiki, but we're going to use the chaotic AUR. So, by the way, if my audio sounds weird or if it's clipping at all, then tell me and I can change it. We need, I don't want tar.zsts. We want to do this. I also moved the ISO working stuff into its own directory instead of being all in with the rest of the Songbird OS stuff. We're going to go here. We're going to add this repo in, the chaotic AUR. And then we need to grab the mirror list and the keyring, the GPG keyring. So we're going to need chaotic trusted. We need chaotic-trusted and we need chaotic.gpg, which will be this one. And then this is the mirror list. But I think that we can get that. No, we can't get that here, unfortunately. So we're going to grab the GPG key. And that needs to go into AI root FS, user, local share. Share pacman, user, user/user/share/pacman/keyrings. And then we can wget that link that we copied. And that should do that for us. And then we're also going to need to grab trusted, which is this one. And then in Etsy pacman.d archzfs underscore mirror list, we need to change that as well. So etc pacman.d and then archzfs underscore mirror list, but that for us will be the this mirror list here. That should be all we need. Yeah, I think that is everything that we need. So we have our mirror list here, and we need to add in a pacman.conf. I'm going to copy over this one. And that just goes in there. And then I'm going to edit this one and remove the chaotic AUR from here. And grab this one. And that has our chaotic mirror list in it. So this needs to be renamed to chaotic-mirror list. And that has all of the mirrors in it. That should be everything that we need to do. Because we also have trusted and GPG in there. And that should be everything that we need. I'm going to go into here as well, and I'm going to remove some stuff that we don't need. We're not going to need arch install or the arch install scripts. We might at some point, but not right now. We also don't need FZF. We don't need EZA. Because I realized that actually we've done this wrong. And we don't need all of the extra stuff that we added. Because all of these packages will be added to the ISO. So for example, we don't need glow. We will have git. Git is really useful. But a lot of this stuff we don't need. Or a lot of the stuff that we added we don't need. I think that's everything. I think that's all okay now. The bootstrap packages is fine. I think that we're going to re-add arch install and the arch install scripts. And that should be everything that we need. We don't need the chaotic AUR anymore. And we should be good. Hello, Cappy Kane. How are you today? We don't need any of the kernels. We're not going to support... Do we support legacy systems? Are we going to support BIOS? I feel like it's important to support BIOS, but we might leave BIOS behind. I think that for now we're going to leave it. I don't think it works. I don't think syslinux works, but we're gonna make the archiso. So I'm gonna go upper directory and we're going to we're not going to specify -w. We're just gonna have it in the in a work folder in the current directory. But we do want a -o. So we're going to do make archiso -v for verbose, -o for the build directory, and then we need to specify arch live. Look at us go. We're adding 206 packages to the ISO. This should hopefully build okay and not be broken. Fingers crossed, obviously. And also not wreck my own system. It shouldn't. It's gonna go through and install 403 packages. So obviously it's gonna take some time. It's also going to build an init RAM-fs using make int cpio. We might be able to switch it to Dracut. And if we can, we will switch it to Dracut. Because Dracut's more modern. EndeavourOS uses it. It's kind of just generally better. We're going to run this, of course, testing the ISO using QEMU. Run archiso. Run using UEFI emulation. This is what we'll do. I think. Init RAM-fs has been generated. And my fans just started spinning up more. We're pinned at 100% on one core. It's now spread out again. We're making a squash-fs. Oh, this is going to take a long time. This is going to take a very, very long time. 8 processors. That is all 8 of mine. If the stream starts lagging, I am sorry. We're gonna watch my CPU be used a whole bunch. Make Squash FS is using 93% CPU. Temperature's climbing. That's always fun. And we still have 85% to go. Temps aren't like too high. It's not like earlier I was using Rust. I was doing some package stuff and it got to like 88 degrees and 1.2 gigabytes of RAM being used by Rust Analyzer. That was fun. Yay, 84% to go. We're gonna continue watching my system die. I think it was when we did our NixOS stream. Obviously, I only gave that VM one core and it was maxing out that core. This is very similar, but we're using every single core now. We have 80% left to go. We're gonna be here a while. We're not going too slowly, to be honest, and temperature isn't overly high. Obviously, it's high compared to the base usage for this system, which is about 35 degrees. But it's not the hottest. We're not boiling water. I think I'd really only be super concerned if we were actually hitting like 90 degrees, heading towards 100, ready to actually start boiling some water. That would concern me, but my fans are working good. 63% to go. What's up? We're cooking. Literally. We're really cooking. We're almost at 50%. We're almost halfway through. Our distro's name is Songbird OS. It's Arch based. We have a logo, and I've actually remembered to put links in the description this time. So if you go to the description, there's a section for links. My .files list is in there, but also the actual project itself. Oh, that went quick. 14% to go. So yeah, there's a list in the description. There's some links in the description. One of them will take you to the project's progress Kanban board and the issue tracker. The second link, I think, will take you to a list of the repos included in the project, and the third one's just my .files. 12% to go. Hopefully, it works. And look at that. We're done. It's only 1.2 gigabytes as well. And that is probably because we have we've barely included any packages. I think we literally have a base arch system right now. And that's it. Temps are coming down. Fans are still spinning. Hopefully you can't hear the fans. Right, we're gonna do this. This can be run as a regular user apparently. Build slash. I think I have EDK2 OVMF installed. It is out of date currently. It's required by QEMU system x86, which I believe is installed. We can actually check that though. We can do a query on archiso. We do have EDK2 installed. We have all of the optional stuff installed, mostly because it's essential system packages. We're going to run this, and it's going to work. First try. It works. It's working. This is beautiful. This is amazing. Okay, well, we're going to shut down now. That's awesome. It works. Our ISO works. We are not using VirtualBox ever. I have QEMU set up and I'm going to use QEMU. Our ISO works. Which is amazing. I'm actually kind of surprised, to be honest. No. Right, let's go back to the Arch Wiki. And we're going to delete the work directory. rm-rf path work there. rm-rf work. Well, that didn't work very well. It needs to be sudo. Perfect. We have a built ISO. I mean, there's nothing to do with it, but it works, and that's always good. Well, we've done that in 25 minutes. That's no good. We need more. We need more to do on this stream. I don't want to do any like boring admin stuff, because that's just not interesting. So our ISO does work, and it works pretty well. Which is a problem, because I kind of didn't want it to work well. I wanted it to break so that we could go in and fix stuff. That's unfortunate. Well, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's really good. But it's also really unfortunate. Because now we can't do anything. We have nothing to do. And that's not good. That's never good. I want to change. I think it's not this automated script. I want to change the bit that says that does all of the hey, welcome to Arch Linux stuff. Here it is. To install Songbird OS, follow the installation guide, which doesn't exist. We'll keep the NMCLI stuff. After connecting to the internet, the installation guide can be accessed via the convenience script installation guide. Sure. That's fine. Where is that script? I don't know where that script is. Here it is. It just executes links. That's all it does. It just executes links. Choose mirror, live CD sound. Well, we could try and build out the website a bit. First, we're going to actually do this. We want to do the AI root FS and the package it. Actually, don't do that. We want to say added chaotic AUR. To the installed user. Modified the startup text. Modified the info text after boot. Removed unnecessary packages. How do you spell unnecessary? Removed unnecessary packages and hanging. I love it when the programs that I use hang because it's like 1.2 gigabytes in size and that's no good. I think that actually we're going to we're not going to include the ISO. Why is Neovim not dying? 70348. It's still there. Oh well, we'll leave it for now. We're gonna CD into here. And we're going to add a git ignore. Now I'm going to actually have to have a look at one of my proper git ignores, which will be in here. How do you work? /target. I just write it in. Okay. Cool, it worked. So we're gonna add in the git ignore. And push the changes. Is this lazyvim? No, it's in my .files repo. It's based on Kickstart Modular. It is called, or I call it, SolarVim. It just has a custom logo and some plugins that I need. I wrote this whole thing about it. If the repo hits 50 stars ever, then I'll actually make a proper Neovim distribution, probably on stream. But otherwise, it's just Neovim with some plugins. It does use lazyvim as its plugin manager though. Right, we're gonna go to me and then projects, because we can move one of the projects to done. And that is build the first test ISO. And that's now done. Start date. End date. Same day. Actually, let's clear the start date because I'll have to look at when we started doing the streams. Yeah, it's done. We have built the first test ISO. We're gonna go to the actual ISO repo itself. And we're going to create a new release. We're going to do semantic versioning, of course. So this is very much an alpha. We can call this alpha 0. 0.0.0 alpha version 0.0.1 dash alpha. Pretty sure we can. This is alpha 1. I guess this isn't really even an alpha. This is pre-alpha. Is pre-alpha a valid? May be denoted by appending a hyphen. And a series of dot-separated identifiers immediately following the patch version. Identifiers must comprise only ASCII alphanumerics and hyphens. Identifiers must not be empty. Numeric identifiers must not include leading zeros. Pre-release versions have a lower precedence. Okay, well, we can put this under pre-alpha then. We can say this is alpha 0, alpha 1. So this is patch 1. I want it to be feature complete, or at least mostly feature complete. Is this the title? Oh, it's the release title. Choose a tag. Version 0.0.1 dash alpha .1. I am actually going to release this. We're going to release this right now. Um, 2025.03.23. .03.23. This release is the first alpha. This release is this release comprises. We can just say it's a change log. Modified the branding. What else have we actually done for this release? We have also added the chaotic AWR as a user, as a default repo. We have also added default configs. Began stave integration. I mean, there's not much else. It's the first release. It's a pre-alpha. With a few changes to Arch Linux. As other projects are finished, those projects being things like Stave, the window Songbird window manager, Songbird desktop environment, all of those will also be integrated as well. More changes will be noticed as other projects are completed. The Songbird package manager is one of those. SPM. What else do we have to say? I'm going to grab the link for the issues, copy link, and paste that in there. This repo's issues. the project has a Kanban board, which is in here, and then it's not actually in there, it's in my project here. Grab this one. The project's Kanban board. I'm gonna remove this line, break. For more information on the project status, please see the project Kanban board, and issue tracker. The issue tracker is kind of an important one. Because the Kanban board is good, you can see the progress of things, but the issue tracker is really good because it's just a list and it has everything that you need to see here. It's organized by status, with stuff that's done at the top. We'll grab this. Can I move this to no. Kanban board and issue tracker. We're doing a bit of boring admin stuff, but you know, it's all part of the project and it's really important that I'm transparent with this. Please report issues in this repo's issue page. We should move into alpha pretty quickly. This is a pre-alpha. Actually, we want this to be alpha 0. This is, of course, a pre-release. And we want to go into projects, Songbird ISO, build, and this one. This will only be distributed through GitHub, which isn't the best, but it's better than nothing. What else did we do? We began stave integration. We also I feel like there was some other stuff that we did as well. We removed the accessibility stuff. Options for boot. I'm going to enable spell check. Spell checking is on, and I spelled accessibility right. I think that this is a good first release thing. Maybe change this to note instead of important, because it is just a note. Also, I'm going to remove all of this unnecessary stuff. I do want to have it break here, though. That should look okay. Maybe just after after this full stop, we'll do that. That looks fine. Also remove this one. Cool. I think this will be a shorter stream anyway. This is the first release, so it is the latest one. So we don't need to worry about that. So this is version 0.0.1, built on the 23rd of March, 2025. Tagged releases are semantically versioned. But ISOs tagged releases semantically versioned, but ISOs will have their build date in their name and release title. Release tags are semantically versioned. We'll put that just here. I will also put this in the note, but we will have it spaced out here. We'll put it at the top actually, just because it's a separate but also pretty relevant piece of information. GitHub release tags are semantically versioned, but ISOs will have their build date in their name and release title. In their name. Songbird OS 0.1 Alpha 0. This is Songbird OS 0.0.1 Alpha 0. I'm not gonna say that it's pre-alpha 1. I kind of want to change this to say pre-alpha. Pre-alpha 1. So we'll have pre-alpha, alpha, beta, release. It's just uploading the release. I think that It's just an alpha. It's just, no, it's a pre-alpha. It's not substantial enough to be an actual alpha yet, so this will be the one and only pre-alpha though. Because next stream, I think next stream we'll take a break from this now that we have the first test ISO built. But then after that, we'll work on Stave on stream, create an installer, and then we'll do the package manager, which I think we'll build in Rust. I want to build basically everything with Rust. I would use Zig, but Zig has some annoying stuff going on with it, and it's just not mature enough yet. So Rust. With that, we'll probably do. We'll probably do the installer, then the package manager, then the window manager, and then the desktop environment. Now, I kind of want to build it from scratch, but there is also a project that would kind of speed things up for the window manager, and that is Magma WM. So instead of having the Songbird window manager, we would have Magma WM, or we could fork Magma WM and make it into Songbird WM. Because this hasn't been worked on in 11 months. And I think it would be an interesting experience going through this. And just kind of seeing how they do stuff and kind of converting it to exactly how we want it, but also having a basis to work from. I would switch this over from using a RON config to using TOML. I think a TOML config would be much better. I think I have all of this stuff installed already, so I wouldn't need to install any of this to get working on it. So it's not a massive issue for me to actually work on it. Build Magma WM. The binary will be created in the regular place. I think it would be interesting to do this. And actually either take Magma WM and just contribute to it and keep contributing to it, and then make Magma WM the official Songbird OS window manager, and then have the Songbird desktop environment use Magma WM. I think it would be best if I became part of the project. To actually be able to contribute as I needed to. I think that would be more beneficial. Use DWM. We could use DWM, or because we're going for a Wayland kind of more so a Wayland focused route that I want to take, we could use DWL, which is just DWM for Wayland. But because it's Songbird OS is almost a step between something like Endeavour OS and raw Arch Linux, is that it's supposed to be somewhere in between, and it shouldn't be too hard. So if DWL is the base, is the default window manager, I think it might be a bit too much. We could fork DWL and actually keep it like this, but get it to take stuff from a config file instead of you having to change the config.h. I think that might be better. But I think, yeah, we might just go with Magma WM or fork it. It looks like a good basis. It looks like a good basis for our default window manager, but I don't like the fact that it's a RON config, which can be slightly annoying to use instead of something like TOML, which is very common. It's under Creative Commons. Oh, the documentation. Yeah, I think that the best way to go would be to use Magma WM. I don't know what it's licensed under MIT. So we could steal it. Obviously, it's better to give credit, but we have to obviously give a notice, but otherwise we can basically just steal it. I don't think we should. I think that's a very, very bad idea. But I think that it's best. I think it's a good idea to use this. It's had 0 a month. And it's just really empty and pretty much no one's working on it. So I think it might actually be kind of nice to pick this up. DWL is unmaintained too. I thought that was just the GitHub repo for it. I know that the GitHub is archived, but that's because they moved to Codeberg instead. When was the last? Yeah, it's still going. It's just it's on Codeberg now instead of being on GitHub. My browser is LibreWolf with the TextFox theme. I moved away from Firefox after the whole terms of use drama, Mozilla terms of use drama. By the way, if you want to go and check out the ISO, it should be done in a minute. Unless it decides that actually it doesn't want to. Because that's happened before when I was working on Quartz, my notes app that I don't work on anymore. Sometimes it would just say no. It would just say it couldn't upload it after waiting for ages. But I'm sure it's fine. It'll be fine. So this is what they use to actually run it. It's an LLDB command. Launch. So that builds it, and this tests it. Debug unit tests. And this debugs the executable. I think that it would be a cool project to work on. Yeah, LibreWolf is awesome. Ah, here it is. We have the ISO. I don't really want to append x86-64 to it because we only support x86-64. But I think we need to make it obvious that we only support x86-64. Also, I thought that I changed this in here so that it... Yeah, it's supposed to do this now. Okay. The ISO label is supposed to be like this. Why did it not use this? Weird. I'm sure it's fine. I removed the date from it as well. What? I don't think this is the correct ISO label. Or the correct place to change that. It's fine. We can change it in here. Songbird OS underscore 2025. And remove the arch on it. I think it might be a bit of a weird naming scheme. Support risk V. Never. Well, we might eventually. I actually don't know any systems that use risk V though. We'll upload this ISO now. Date, month, year. Nope. Year, month, date. This all looks okay, right? If I publish this release, then I can delete the ISO off my system. We also might want to add a SHA-256 to it. We want to create one. Print or check. So we can do SHA-512 sum build. Can we do that? Ah, there we go. I'm gonna quickly put that inside the build folder. 2025-03-23 dot sum. Is that how it usually is, or is it .512 sum? 256 let's have a look at a different distro. We'll do Endeavour OS. Linux distros, tested Endeavour OS. I forgot they released Mercury recently. .sha 512 sum. .iso. That should be right, because that's what we have here. I'm gonna attach it. We want you. The file is the file is empty. Whoops. And we also want to do this. And we want to do this, because our naming convention is different to how the ISO generates it. How archiso generates it. SHA-256 sum. This should work, right? Open that up. I mean, we can download both of these files. It shouldn't be too slow to download both files. Then we can verify it as well. Delete this. Yep. And then I'll delete the ISO off my system as well, as long as this works. We're gonna publish this release. We have a pre-alpha. And we want to grab you. And you're gonna take your sweet time. It's not too long. And we're also going to download this file, which downloaded instantly. Then we're just gonna make sure that the checksum works. And then we're happy. And then we can finish. 3 minutes. Don't worry, we have fast internet, which is bringing that time down significantly. Hopefully, this works. Otherwise, it means that I've ruined something. And I don't know what. 35 seconds to go. Not long until we can verify our ISO and make sure it works. A few seconds. Almost done. Done. You're not going to see my downloads folder. I'm gonna take you, and you. And I'm going to put you in a test folder. Cool. I did move it and not just copy it, right? Yes. Okay. You can see again. Welcome back. Welcome back to the world. We're gonna do sharp. I used 512. If it throws an error. What? Oh, I need to do -C. -check. I love it when it just doesn't work. Because I've done something wrong. Where's your stuff on that? Up. First, I'm going to rename this to SHA-512 sum. Second, why doesn't this work? Oh, right. I know why. I've done this wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. 512. Oh. No properly formatted checksum lines found. What? Why? Why? You should be fine. This is what Endeavour OS does. It does it fine. Why can't I do it fine? We're gonna do the ISO. Is this how it needs to be formatted? Check. There we go. I'm gonna upload the new sum. Because this is how it should be done and I did it wrong. Can I edit this release? I can. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna attach you. And update the release. There we go. That should be correct now. And I'm just going to remove that test folder and empty my trash. Now that I know this works, anyone who wants to can go and try it. It is on the Songbird ISO repo. It should be literally no different to regular Arch Linux. except having some wording changing. It also has a little bug where it still says Arch Linux on the motto instead of Songbird OS, but otherwise it's fine and it should be okay. Don't forget to check Summit, of course, make sure it's not corrupted. I'm going to now backslash. I'm going to delete the contents of the build directory, which is this one ISO, because it's on GitHub now. And when I downloaded it, it was fine. And if you download it and it's not fine, that's not my problem anymore. Test it on, please don't test it. It should be fine to test on real hardware. It might be broken though. That's the only problem. It could be completely and utterly balked. But if it's not, that's really good. Okay, good, it's not on your main PC. It should just be Arch Linux, basically, with an Endeavour OS logo. And it should also say in a fetch, in any kind of fetch, it should say Songbird OS instead of Arch or anything like that. Fingers crossed it works. This is a pre-alpha, of course, so I'm not promising anything. Does it have any fetches? No, it doesn't. We can add a fetch. We're gonna do fast fetch, of course. This near fetch is no longer with us. It won't be in this release, of course. It'll be in the next release. Unless it does package a fetch. It does not. We can add fast fetch though. Or screen fetch, or any other fetch that Arch has. Let's have a look. Sorry for the flashbang. CPU fetch, fast fetch is probably the one that we'll just use. One fetch. Oh, that's the GitHub one. Or we could include Machina. Machina's also a really good one. Which I have used in the past. I think that we should just include Machina. Because Machina's good. Machina is awesome. They have a wiki page, right? Good. Your Ventor USB didn't boot? Well, at least it's not the ISO that's broken. At least it's Ventoy. Can I just configure it with some flags? You know what? Let's install Machina right now. MA before man. How do you spell Machina? CC. That will be in the new release. Cool. Let's install Machina so I can see the command line options. Do your thing. %in charging, Picasso Raven 2. Yeah, it's a system fetch. If I do -- help, it should. We can do we can set a theme. Oh, they only have some default ones. Well, Machina is going to be included on the ISO. Or we could include fast fetch. This is my fast fetch. Oh. The PC breaks with big USBs. 700 kilobyte per second transfer speeds. Yeah, USB 2 hurts. I use USB 3 only. I think that will include fast fetch. Fast fetch is tried, it's tested. And not include Machina by default. Machina's cool, but it requires some configuration to be actually good. FA before fat resize. Gonna add you, commit, and okay. So in the next ISO release, fast fetch will be included. It's a 3.0 drive, but only a 2.0 adapter. Oof. That's rough. Also, there should be a V in front of that. V0.0.1. It's just a little thing, but the little things matter. How goes the distro? The distro go good. It compiled without breaking, and then booted without breaking, which was incredible. It was amazing that it's not broken completely. By the way, the BIOS might be a little weird. It might still say Arch Linux because I have not touched Sys Linux at all, I don't think. Which gets used for thingy-mabobs. You know what I mean. BIOS systems, yeah, that one. like syslinux. This looks weird. So we're not going to touch it for now. I will actually have a look at the picture that was in there, the splash screen. Etsy syslinux. Where is it? Slash. Syslinux. Splash.png. Oh, it's that splash screen. It's that one. Is there a D currently? No. You're gonna be on the command line, just like raw arch. We're going to... Oh, you saw that splash? Well, we're gonna have to create our own splash screen. We'll change it up so it doesn't say Arch 64 or whatever. We'll do syslinux stuff next stream that we do this. But I think so. Next week there's no stream. The week after, I can't remember. But next stream will be Bedrock Linux, trying out Bedrock Linux, and then the stream after that will be back on this. Probably just finishing or just editing some of this slightly, and also working on Stave. Then once we finished with Stave, we can work on the window manager, which is like the next most important thing after the installer, then the desktop environment after that. Then we'll do the package manager, and then we should have a feature complete distro, maybe with a custom repo as well, for our stuff. Why does this say it's mostly lower? Did I include my NeoVim? Did I force my NeoVim config on people? Oh yeah, that's why. That's why. I want to be on the main branch. I don't want to be on a tagged release. Actually, tagged release is fine. Yeah, it should just act like regular Arch. We're adding rules. No, I want this bit. We're going to create that rule, and then we're also going to block this element as well. Preview that. That's good. That's fine. That still works. Block. Oh, we can't block any other elements there. Oh, hold on. We might be able to. No. Thank you, Block Origin. You have blocked the Copilot button. Because none of us want to see the Copilot button. I don't like it there. It's not good. Bad Copilot button. this is a deep network of stuff, and you can always fork the repo. I think I should probably include a license in here. I don't know what to license it under though, probably just GPL. But I think that we'll leave it there. Next stream will be Bedrock OS, Bedrock Linux, which is going to be amazing. I have actually already played with Bedrock Linux a bit. I tried it out just to see what it was like. It was really cool. But that is where we will leave it for today. Next stream is Bedrock Linux, which is a meta distribution, and you'll find out more next time. Then after that, we'll finish off the basic configuration of the ISO and work on stave. But thank you all so much for coming. If you enjoyed, make sure you like. If you don't want to miss the Bedrock Linux stream, make sure that you subscribe. Probably the same, hopefully the same weekend as the Bedrock Linux stream. I'll also release my desktop setup for 2025, even though we're already in March. So also, if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe. The .files repo is in the description. Not .files, yes, my .files, but also the ISO repo, which is in a list. This list, it's in here. You can also check out the project's Kanban and issue tracker, which I've also left a link to. No, you're not finished. You're in progress. But otherwise, that's it for today. Thank you all for coming, and I will hopefully see you next time.